Greetings, my name is Diana Rendon and this is my practical class for Seminario de Fin de Carrera. This practical class is aimed at the students in first baccalaureate. Okay. The subject of the lesson is extra, which means that I will ask students to engage with news clips and news articles. The skill to be developed during this lesson is the listening skill. Therefore, there will be only one written article, and the rest will be news clips and something for the students to listen to. Okay, I will start the lesson with an anticipatory set. Anticipatory sets are designed to help the students break the ice of the lesson, help the students get engaged with the lesson. And I always strive to start with something fun. So allow me to share my screen. Okay, so since the subject of the lesson is extra, I look for news articles that have a basic communication patterns and simple vocabulary that will help my students to understand what they are reading and listening to. I selected a news article that is very friendly to everyone. It's about cute animals enjoying the snow. The news article is the Smithsonian's National Zoo, giant pandas and other animals enjoy the snow. It's very mild, very friendly, and as you can see, there's not a lot of text. This news article talks about how the animals in the zoo simply were enjoying the snow, uh, in particular the giant pandas. And these clips are just of cute animals enjoying the snow, as you can see. Once the students have engaged with this activity that calls their attention and helps them be engaged in the class, I will move them to this news article. This news article is from the CBS Los Angeles, and here we have uh, the host of the newscast, and we will have a very quick listen.
Cold weather is sweeping the East Coast, and it's making for some winter fun.
Okay, I'm not sharing too much of the news clips because of copyright issues. Later on, I will lower the volume of the news article. Just for my recording, if I was with the students, they will have the full audio experience. So as you can see, I'm sharing an anticipatory set that is bright, colorful, has cute animals, is simple, and it quickly catches the student's attention. It is also very short and very straight to the point. After the anticipatory set, I move on to greet the class and I will ask them to predict what the class is about. Asking the students to predict what the class is about helps them engage in active learning. I predict that I will get predictions such as this class will be about animals, snow, cute animals, pandas, and maybe one student will catch on that we are going to be engaging with news articles, news clips, and news in general. After the prediction, I will share the subject of the class, which is extra, which will be the final clue that we are engaging with with the news. Okay. The skill to be developed during this lesson is the listening skill. Therefore, I selected a quick article that is very friendly to the students, and this will be the first activity that the class will be engaged to in. Allow me to share my screen. Here we have the okay. This is the news article. This is from the BBC. Let's have a quick listen, and I will talk along with this so that I don't get a copyright in YouTube.
Cassie is still in bed. Most schools have already started for the day, but Cassie
Okay, so as you can see, the from this quick listen, this is a news anchor. It's very easy for us teachers to quickly understand these patterns and understand that we are listening to the news. And for the students, this might be the first time they do this in English, but they are. I believe that they have engaged with the news in their own language. Let me stop right there. Before sharing the this news article, I will share with the students the objectives of the lesson. Sharing the objectives of the lesson is a very important activity that sometimes we teachers forget to do. By sharing the objectives of the lesson, we give the students something to strive forward, something to aim towards, something to move towards. To the objectives of this lesson, as I have in my lesson plan, is to access greater flexibility of mind, creativity, enhance linguistic intelligence, and critical thinking through an appreciation of linguistic differences. Uh, Enjoy an enriched perspective of their own language and of language used for communication and learning. Okay, many people recommend to not call attention to the students for first language while we are trying to teach them a second one. We are going to break a little bit, just a little bit, that rule during this lesson by asking students to compare the patterns between the news in English and the news in Spanish. They will quickly pick up stuff like the news reporters, how they dress, how they speak, the type of news they cover, and such and such. I believe this will help with the creativity and the developing of the listening skills. Okay, let's move back towards the first article that I am going to share with them. Okay, we were listening to this.
Morning, Mum.
Waking up later and getting more sleep has had a dramatic impact on life at home.
Okay, as we heard from the news reporter, this news article is about sleeping and teenagers. As we know, teenagers have a monumental trouble getting up early for school, and this news article talks about and
Mum
engage
trying to wake
in
me
that.
up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
but
one of the things I
now
can
she
do for
doesn't
the
really have
students
to.
is
I can
engage
just do
in
it
closed
on my
captions.
own.
Closed caption
I
is the
don't see her,
subtitles that we
looking
see
tired. And,
at the lower
it
part
makes
of
you
the
order
screen.
to feel tired.
I will
And
allow the
you like,
students to watch these news clips. I purposely chose a short one so that the students can watch this 2 or 3 times. This is that's 2 minutes and 42 seconds long. It would be like 10 to 15 minutes of the class if I have to engage the class in watching this 2 or 3 times. Okay, I will activate the closed captions just as a last resort, just in case the students really don't understand what they are listening to. I believe some students will understand, will comprehend what this is, what the article is about. But as we know, there is diversity in the classroom. Some students are more advanced and others not so much. And it is my job as a teacher to not make the students that are a bit behind feel bad. I want them to engage with the material and know that we can make alterations, we can make accommodations so that everyone is on the same page. Okay, as we can see, this news article talks about how teenagers have trouble getting up and how allowing them to sleep a little bit more is better for them. Students, teenagers, as this class is aimed at, first of baccalaureate, are still growing. And growing is it's a metabolic process that is very expensive for the body. So they, according to some news articles, they as teenagers need to sleep around 10 hours every night. And here in Ecuador, classes start at 7 a.m. and sometimes students to be able to be on class on time, we taking account showering, dressing, and having breakfast and transportation. Some students have to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and sometimes even earlier. That doesn't leave them enough time to get home, do homework, and engage in rewarding activities like artistic or musical or sports. So the solution this article has come to is simply allowing the students to sleep more, talk to their parents, give them advice, like not looking at your phone 30 minutes before going to sleep because the blue light is tricking your brain into thinking it's daylight. And well, I believe us teachers have read some of these articles, but for the students, this will be something new. In the article I'm sharing with the students, the solution the parents and the school came to is simply starting class later on in the day. They are studying not at 7 a.m. like we do here, but at 9 a.m., allowing the students a couple more hours of rest. Well, after I have shared the news article with the students, okay, after I shared the news article with the students, I asked them to tell me. I will open a discussion to for the students to tell me what the article was about and what they think about it. I chose a subject that is something they will of course find every day and will be very relatable. We all have gone through feeling tired and drowsy during our teenage years and having to get up early for school. In this discussion, I will not simply open up communication and allow the students to go wild, but more I will guide the conversation. I will say, what did you think about this? What did you think about, what is your opinion about starting school a little bit later? Or a question such as, did you know that you need 10 hours of sleep at night in your teenage years? Or did you know that blue screens are bad for you before going to bed? What did you think of the article? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? And that's how I will guide the conversation. Now, um, now after I have opened a discussion with the students, I will have another discussion about what they got right and what they got wrong during their predictions. In my lesson plan, I have a chart that I will use to help me guide this part of the lesson. And the predictions they did pre-reading or watching the news article, and I need them to compare to the answers they gave. They will give and and I will ask them to compare to their answers after watching or engaging with the news article. And I will ask a few of them, depending on the time, because I only have 30 minutes, to explain how they were right or how they were wrong. Like if they said this class will be about cute pandas, how they were mistaken, and how we engage in news articles. Okay, with that done, I move on to evaluation. We have an evaluation criteria in the lesson plan, which is as follow: listening for meaning. Okay, this is what I'm trying to do during my lesson. I want the students to listen for meaning. I want them to comprehend what both articles are about. And most importantly, the second one, because it's the longest one and is the one that is dialogue heavy. And uh, identifying the main idea in a variety of audio recordings. Finding the main idea of the first one is not difficult. It's a very simple, let's say simple article about pandas for the students to warm up. The second one is a bit more complex, and as the students, after the students listen to the recording, I will ask them during our discussion. I will ask them what is the main idea of the article, and of course, I will have a variety of answers. There will be a lot of diversity in this. Since this is an evaluation, I'm not giving a grade. I'm using this evaluation to see if the students really understand what they were listening to, and if they need me to show the recording more times. Okay, so by getting the main idea, some students will say it's about teenagers sleeping, it's about being tired, it's about being a teenager, and such and such. As a teacher, I will try to guide the conversation, but guide them to the answer, not give them the answer, guide them to get the main idea of the article, guide them to tell me what the main idea of the article is without giving them the answer. I want them to also, for the evaluation criteria, I want them to deduce the meaning of unfamiliar phrases and words in familiar context, provide speech is clear and visual help is supporting the meaning. Okay, I chose this news article. Allow me to share my screen once more, hoping we don't get in trouble with the BBC because we are sharing this article. And here we have is pretty easy to understand to context that this teenager is getting up. If the students have, like I said before, if they really have trouble with understanding the article, I will activate the closed captions. Here we have the interview with the students. She's in her pajamas. She's having breakfast foods with her mother, and the article shows how having a bit more time in the morning allows you to share a bit, to be a bit more calm in the morning, not having to rush a mass. And we see this is context in the video. This we see that is every shot is a shot of students in the morning, and here we have the expert that is explaining what is happening in the school and what positive effects these regulations have in the students. Now, here we are getting into the a bit more scientific explanation of what is happening to the teenagers, what is happening during sleep. This part of the news article might be the most challenging for the students to understand. And uh, here's what we apply the understanding through context. Here we have a nice graphic. We have a teenager explaining what is going on. They are, listen a little bit.
The body clock shifts to 2 to 3 hours later.
A 7 o'clock start time for a teenager.
Okay, as you can listen, as you heard, they are not speaking very quickly. True, it is a news article, but even the reporter is not speaking in a hurried manner. They're not speaking quickly. They're speaking slowly. They are speaking very clearly. They are using scientific language that the students might be unfamiliar with, but through the context, through listening to the comments of their peers and watching the video and body language and the imagery used during the video, I believe that they will be able to comprehend what is going on. This video also has the advantage, allow me to stop sharing my screen. This video also has the advantage of being not only a news report, but also having interviews with different people with different cadence, accents, and syntaxes and ways of speaking, which allows the students to get their listening input from different different people and in different ways. All this is to help them develop their listening skills. Okay, for the next part of the lesson, I will engage with the indicators of success. Students have since we are engaging in a listening activity, there are indications of success which are listed in my lesson plan. The indicators of success are the learners can identify the main idea of the audio recording of the video I just showed them, and indicate get the main idea and deduce the meaning of unfamiliar words through context. This is why I chose these materials. Everything I chosen from this lesson is due to them having simple patterns. The vocabulary is not too difficult. The students will not have too much trouble engaging with it. The only possible problem I can see is that the British accent they have in my recording, in my video, could throw off a few students. I don't believe that that would be too much of a problem, but if it proves a problem, uh, I can take measures to help with that, which is the closed captions of the subtitles. I want them to listen. I don't want them to read. But if there is, I take priority in them understanding what I'm presenting to them and engaging with it. Um, Now, about the evaluation techniques and instruments, as you can see, I use the technique, the prediction at the start of the lesson to help the students engage in um, active learning. Active learning allows the students to uh, truly engage with the materials I am presenting to them. I already explained this, I'll be quick. By predicting what is going on, the students engage with the material, the brain is activated and engage with the class. Um, Now, finally, I move on to the consolidation of facts. Okay, by reacting to and expressing their opinions regarding the news video introduced during the lesson, the students are demonstrating their understanding, listening, and comprehension skills. To corroborate the student listening skills, I use a checklist to compare the students' predictions uh, before and after the class, before the and after the students engage with the class. To finish the lesson, I will okay, to finish the lesson, I will once again talk about sleeping and teenagers, and bringing back some facts about sleeping partners, teenagers, do's and don'ts while they are trying to get a restful sleep. Followed by a few comprehension questions, just to survey the final understanding uh, of what they have listened to. Final questions such as what did you think about the article, and seeing if students that had trouble answering this question now are able to uh, change what they were saying and how they adapt their answers. And that is all for my practical class. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.